Good morning. I'm trying to catch attention of people on my right here. We are ready to start, and we are live streaming. These days we are controlled by our social media activities, so it's a little bit stressful in that regard. So, good morning, Arts and Culture trustees, partners, friends, and everyone who is watching us live through our Facebook page and our YouTube page. Today is a very exciting and auspicious day for us as a trust, as we are here to unveil our strategy and programs for our next 5 years. This is going to be an introduction to a process that has taken just over a year from planning phase to us launching it today. It is both exciting and also challenging, but in a good way. Today is not only about sharing our offerings with you, but also about starting conversations on how the various organizations in the sector can better support the creative industries by understanding what is on offer and to whom, so that we are able to streamline opportunities and reach out to more artists and organizations in South Africa. Also note that we have a lot of people who are press and people of interest who are watching us through streams. Today we are also very happy to have two very exciting young artists who are already wonderful ambassadors of our sector. And it is a special moment in the current climate, as you all know, to be treated to live performances and see other people in person. And in terms of the program today, we will have poetry, and we'll have some music interspersed with my team and I revealing to you the strategy presented in two parts. And then we will conclude the event today with a little bit of music and, more importantly, some conversations and engagements with the guests that are here today. You will be open for any questions or any clarity that you might want to ask, either from me or the team. As you will see, everybody is wearing a badge, an Act Trust badge, so that you'll be able to recognize who they are. But firstly, I would like to welcome, please, on stage, Busisiwe Mahlangu to grace us with some words of inspiration. Busisiwe.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I am always happy for the opportunity to perform live to people. We've been performing in front of the screen for a while now. So I'm gonna do a short poem. But before I do that poem, just 3 lines of encouragement. Look at yourself. You have not died yet. You're an unending revolution. You are surviving loss. You are surviving. So I'm reading from my book, as you can see. Forgot to mention. This is titled Surviving Loss and is available in bookstores all around South Africa. This is yours. This is how you return to yourself. This is the sound. This is the blast. Take this silence no one hears. This is how you return to yourself. This is your reflection on the glass. These are parts that broke but are still here. This is the collapse and the rebuilding. This is a tasteless resurrection. This is how you make home with your body. This is how you return to yourself. This is how you fit into happiness. This is the gap for your escape. This is how you hold your lungs to the air. This is how you breathe through every wound. This is you here. This is you breathing. This is you healing. This is how your soul tells you you are doing well. You are doing well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Busisiwe. It's wonderful for people to be punting their own stuff. So please, at the end of this, those that are here with us today, please speak to Busisiwe to see how you can get the book. and also support our young artists. So now we've come to the moment why we are here. So I'm being very formal because I've been told I ad-lib too much, so I have to read out of a script. So if I go off script, I'm going to be in trouble by Jessica is going to, yeah. So ACT has been, for the past 27 years, an organization that has placed the needs of the arts and culture practitioners first, and this has remained the major driving force in the development of this new strategy. In 2019, we had a roadshow that we went to all 9 provinces of our country with the idea of reintroducing the trust and its offerings to our stakeholders. And what emerged from this engagement, which was really quite interesting, with our stakeholders, was the need for skills development to enable better delivery of grant requirements. We also realized that just disbursing funds without a true impactful reach is not enough, and we need to connect more with all corners of our country. The Trust instituted an organizational performance review after 3 years of the 2017 to 2022 strategy to evaluate the impact of that strategy and the impact and reach of our programs. After the organizational performance review report, we embarked on a response to the report which initiated the process of the new strategy. The ACT strategy development happened during the national lockdown, which allowed the Trust to focus its energy on developing a strategy that promised to elevate the status of the Trust from merely a grant-making organization to a developmental organization, with its focus being on skills development and professional development for the arts and culture sector. With this new direction, we also wanted to communicate our mandate differently. So our new purpose as an organization, instead of saying our new vision, we say our new purpose is to enable South African arts and culture practitioners to achieve sustainable futures. It's a big task, it's a big ask, and I'm sure we are really up to it. As mentioned in the introduction, we started the process with a performance review. This process, similarly to our roadshow, involved as many of our different stakeholders as possible, from beneficiaries, partners, sponsors, and all our internal structures. We embarked on a number of workshops led by creative industry and business experts with ranging topics as a launch pad from which to open our minds to all spheres of our ecosystem. We spent 4 months turning the strategy from ideation into concrete offerings and develop an actionable implementation process. We evaluated our previous program offerings, not as a means to eradicate them, but to focus on how we could improve them and build on them to serve the new purpose of the Trust and the changing needs of the sector. Jessica Denation, the Arts and Culture Trust Communications and Marketing Coordinator, and I will be unpacking these offerings to you. But first, I would like to introduce another performance from Tshepang Mogane, and after that, Busisiwe Matlangu will come back with another poem, just to, as a little bit of a break. Tshepang, just to note with everyone that Tshepang is a former winner of our scholarships, and he has now moved to Johannesburg, and we are very happy that he is here to perform for us.
Thank you so much. Good day, everybody. Good day. How are you guys? How's everyone today? Is everybody good today? All right, I'm about to do a song, but before I do the song, I'd like to just say how much sentiment the song carries to me as a young artist, because it was written by the late Hugh Masekela, and he wrote Stimela to sort of pay respect to the people who spend their lives working in mines and working today as essential workers for big checks that don't ever rotate around their dinner tables. And today I'd just like us to sort of pay tribute to Hugh Masekela and the essential workers of South Africa. Can we do that one time? train that comes from Zambia and Zimbabwe. There's a train that comes from Namibia and Angola, from Lesotho, from Swaziland, from all the hinterlands of Central and Southern Africa. This train carries young and old men who are conscripted to come and work in the golden mines of Johannesburg and its surrounding metropoli. 16 hours or more a day for almost no pay. Deep down in the belly of the earth, when they're digging and drilling for that shiny, mighty, evasive stone, or when they dish that mishmash food into their iron plates with the iron shovel. And so we are told to think about their loved ones that were wantedly murdered by gangs of no particular origin, or have been forcibly removed from where they last left them, with the gun and the cannon, with the tear gas and the collaborator. And every time they hear that choo-choo train, moving and sitting and jumping and moving and mooning and moving, they always curse, and they curse the coal train that brought them to Johannesburg. Steamer. Stimela sihamba ngamalahle, simaleta sangilahla kwagoqa wemame, bathi sizoba malahle, sizoba malahle. Stimela sihamba ngamalahle, nana sibeleta la kuba mama sangilahla kwaguqa wemame, bathi sizoba malahle. Sihleli njengezinja siyelele mame awemikoti jijijini baba stimela. Sihleli njengezinja siyelele mame ayemikoti jijijini baba stimela. Oh mama stimela sihamba ngamalahle, sibeleta la stimela sihamba ngamalahle, sibeleta la stimela sihamba ngamalahle, sibaleta la kubaji. I am a koti, ni baba distimela, distimela, si hamba ngamalahle, si bele dala. Thank you so much.
extremely beautiful. Wow. You're still enjoying the performance and you have to go on stage. Tapang just performed a piece for mine workers, and I'd like to share a poem for my mother, who is a cleaner, and just my relationship with her growing up. That relationship with every little girl has with their mother, trying on their clothes. I would also like to squeeze in the fact that this poem has won the National Poetry Prize. It's titled, I Wear Mother's Bones. I fit mama's clothes when she goes to work. I fit into the dances she had in them, into the panic of walking the streets at night, into the making of a home that will not hold. Her favorite skirt is striped black and white, the lines pointing to her feet like a whisper saying she must run. Her favorite blouse is blue. She was beautiful in it before it became a mouth swallowing her ugly along with her light. This one outfit, excused from scraping the floors and raising white children, saved for Sunday gospel and prayers begging God for an answer. To look like mama is to look like sacrifice. Only a corner in a drawer while Baba fills the whole house with himself. The mirror says I am drowning in a skirt. I twirl in amazement. Mama's life is so beautiful. I can die in it. If Dad could tell me what made her laugh, made her happy with less, made her stay when she could run, made her wear a blouse to watch herself drown. I want to tweak the sides with a needle and thread, but she will know that I wear her life when she goes. Thank you so much for listening.
Wow. Okay, so this makes my boring bit a little bit even more so here, right? I'll do a poem as well at the end. No, I'm not. Before we unpack the new strategy, I would like to remind us of what our programs used to look like before today. We had the Act Awards, and the Act Awards were held annually in recognition and celebration of excellence in South African arts, culture, and creativity. We had the Building Blocks, which was focused on small and medium-level organizations and arts practitioners in the form of master classes. We had Act Creative Unconference, which was an interactive conference and learning forum presenting interdisciplinarity. I practiced this as an alternative way of thinking and problem solving, right? I told you there were tongue twisters in this thing. We had the Act Development Grant, which was a grant-making program that offered grants to our beneficiaries for creative work and bursaries to postgraduate arts and culture-related studies. And lastly, we had an Act Scholarships, which I mentioned earlier on that Tsepang was one of our winners of the scholarships in 2019, which strives to nurture young talent and provide tertiary education and opportunities to young people who have their sights set on pursuing performance and visual arts training. Today, we make clear our message on what we would like to offer to creative industries and also highlight how the trust can be a conduit for corporate companies who wish to advance their level of contribution towards their own communities and South Africa at large, as our value proposition moving forward is proactive growth initiators in the creative economy. And you can call us out on that. And we will be achieving this through our new redesigned and carefully thought out offerings. Act will have 2 new programs. Instead of 5, we'll only have 2 new programs and several new engagements with the sector that will be presented as we move along. The first program is going to be called Tutukisani. Tutukisani is a call to action taken from the Zulu word tutukisa, which means develop. The Tutukisani program addresses the lack of capacity and opportunity for small to medium organizations and artists to develop new projects with mentorship, training, and investment towards a sustained participation in the creative economy. The structure of the Thuthukisani will encompass master classes. They will also have professional and peer-to-peer mentoring on all 9 provinces, and also monetary investment towards selective projects from the program cohorts. And then we have the second program is Nyoloha, and Nyoloha is it's a call to action as well, taken from the Sotho word, which means rise or get up or move up, just get up, do something. Don't sit, just do something. And the Nyoloha program will facilitate opportunities through tertiary education and work experience within the creative economy. The structure for the Nyoloha will encompass the scholarship program that will be designed to not only offer a scholarship to the winner, but allow all participants a chance to grow in their chosen craft so they can stand a better chance of success for school leavers and youth up to the age of 25. It is not going to be just what the scholarship used to be, which was just a week-long program. This is going to be much longer and much more involved. The second is the research grants that will be offered to increase the knowledge creation and preservation of our creative industries. The grant will be offered to postgrad students, and the grants will also be offered to researchers in partnerships with other organizations and companies that want to invest in better knowledge understanding of the creative industries and in general, and specific to their own mandate. And then the third one is the Apprenticeship Opportunities, which will be created in partnership with the private and public companies for graduates who seek to work in the creative industries. This aspect of the Nyoloha is going to work with the arts and culture companies and with corporate organizations to increase the capacity for an administrative, from an administrative aspect to strengthen the sector. Jessica will now come through and she will take us through the rest of the offerings as we have them. This is also the first public appearance for Jessica for the trust. So Jessica, over to you.
Sure, welcome everyone. My heart's beating, not necessarily because I'm nervous. I really am really excited about having joined the trust and having a really exceptional team that have grafted away at this new strategy. And I feel proud and privileged. It's not often that you step into an organization in lockdown, in hard lockdown in May of last year, only physically having seen people in November and then redeveloping the new strategy. And I just want to thank Marcus for leading us so well in this aspect, and for the team for the exceptionally hard work that you do. It's an honor and a privilege to work with people that really care and that really want to see a difference in the sector. So on that note, apart from the programs that Marcus has presented, ACT will be having additional offerings to engage on a more frequent basis with the sector. And I think that this is really important for us as an organization. I think the touch and go with programs only gets you that far, and to build cohesion, we need a lot more consistent conversation. So I'm just going to take you through the additional offerings that the organization will have in terms of our public engagement with arts and culture stakeholders across the country, but also particularly with our alumni. So I'd like to introduce what we are calling the ACT Warrior Wall, and I'm just going to explain to you briefly what that is. And no, we're not completely throwing away the awards. We're just going to have a much longer build-up, a much more thorough investigative process, and really have a look at the caliber of individuals that we are including in that. The ACT Warrior Wall promotes professional standards in the creative industry through recognizing excellence and commitment to the arts sector by honoring dynamic and prolific individuals and organizations dedicated on a dedicated online platform, and this will be hosted through our website. A nomination on the ACT Warrior Wall will require that individuals and organizations show commitment to the sector beyond self-interest. The ACT Warrior Wall will identify, verify, and publicly recognize excellence in the arts and culture sector in South Africa on a more frequent basis throughout the calendar year. A nomination on the ACT Warrior Wall will automatically enter people into the ACT Awards, which will be celebrated at ACT's 30th birthday celebration. As Marcus said, we're 27 years old, so it's 3 years from now, and I think that will really establish an excellent pool of candidates and a caliber that will really show the excellence and the longevity. I think especially with the Impact Award winners, to really trace their progress from a nomination to actually receiving an award. So the awards will happen in 3 categories. Excellence in the arts, which is similar to the Impact Award, but also really having a look at how artists connect with their community, not just with their art form. Excellence in arts entrepreneurship. I think that is a huge shifting factor in the industry. We've known for a long time that funding and grant making is not a sustainable option for the industry in the long term. And recognition of excellence in arts entrepreneurship, I think, is going to be a vital aspect to driving the motivation for the industry to move itself forward and coordinate better. And the third category will remain the Lifetime Achievement Award, where we recognize individuals that have committed and dedicated their lives to the arts, to the betterment of the country, democracy, and expression. That is the ACT Warrior Wall. Very exciting. We're chuffed about that one. There'll be more details on how the nominations work through an open call process, and those details will be available on our website. The next engagement that we're presenting to the public today is what we're calling the ACT Center of Excellence, the ACT COE, OCD, sorry, it's been a long morning. The ACT Center of Excellence, COE. It's no secret that the Trust has an extraordinary alumnus, from the awards to our grant-making programs, our development programs, the scholarships. It's a gigantic, mammoth pool of talent that we would, as an organization, really like to organize in a much more constructive way. And activities that will be included in the ACT Center of Excellence are roundtable discussions, interviews, educational resources and mentorship opportunities, a resource bank, and networking events. The networking events will selectively be opened up to other partners in the creative industries as well. And then, this is a project that we are really proud of, and it's taken a turn that we did not quite expect. It launched as a pilot project. It is called the Act Lolo Project, and this project is primarily sponsored by Nedbank, and it was a means for us to address the gap for the scholarships that could not take place last year because of COVID. So I'm just going to read you a brief description on Lolo, and then I'm going to show you something really exciting, and we're really chuffed about this. I think access to information and resources are critical at this point, especially when people are still transitioning from online to slowly emerging into the world as we have today, and it's really lovely to see real human beings. The Act Lolo Resources webpage is a product of the Act Lolo Uncovering Solutions project sponsored by Nedbank. This is a 4-phased investigative initiative launched in November 2020 to uncover practical, artist-driven solutions for small to medium businesses in the South African context. The investigation yielded striking innovation in the sector. The basis of these conversations were then fleshed out with experts to develop relevant and impactful resources. And I think what was really key for us is, instead of always taking solutions to artists that don't necessarily fit the context of the artist, speak to the artists, understand what they're doing already, and have a look at what models we can bring in to support what is already working and just what needs to be pushed further. The resources have a strong asset-based community development ethos, as its backing suggests ideas that are practical, implementable within unique South African contexts. Asset-based community development, ABCD, is not a new concept in this country, but I feel like it is such a great fit for the arts context because it puts the power back in the hands of the artists, the organizations, the administrators, to drive themselves forward, to prove concept, and then to build community around that. And I think that the bottom-up approach and supporting the bottom-up approach is really critical for where we are and really speaks to the new vision of ACT and how we are seeing ourselves supporting the sector going forward. So the website is already up and running, the web page on our website. It's called Act Lolo. And the resources include an animation series of 6 episodes. The episodes will be updated bi-monthly. Currently, episode 1 is up in English and Setswana, and the goal is to have it translated into all of the South African languages. Access to information is not just about access to English text, and we need to acknowledge that and be more proactive on that front. Resources also include podcasts, the video of our web series, the radio conversations that we had earlier this year, 9 community radio stations, obviously all over the country, and not the mainstream stations. We're really reaching into the grassroots and trying to reach people that the organization has not reached before, extend our already existing national reach. And there are also downloadable business templates and examples of how to do things properly in terms of governance. This is a page that will keep being updated. So if there are any partners or collaborators that want to throw resources at this, that want to assist with downloadable resources or links to sites, it really is about streamlining what's available. We can't all service the same sector, we can't all do the same thing, we can't all align the same programs. We need to reach as many people as possible, and I think that that is really a key factor for us in terms of starting conversations. Now, I would like to introduce Pole. He is our main character in the Act Lolo animation series. You'll see a short segment of episode 1, and please feel free to go onto our website and watch it at your leisure. And thank you so much for being present. It's really about who shows up: the writers, the journalists, the artists, the people, the administrators, the organization leaders. We appreciate you being here today. Thanks.
Hey, Kaz. How are things in Lokshin?
Hey, Pule. Things are great, actually. How's your theatre company?
Ish, Tati. Things are bad here. There's no money, no venues, and the people don't seem interested in my shows.
Oh, that's bad, Chomi.
Ish, I'm losing hope, eh? There's no opportunities here. And Umama wants me to move to Jozi now and find work.
Pule, that's hectic. But what do you want?
Sure, Sisi. I want arts to boom here. I want a theater where I can put on real shows with lights and music. I want the community to see the value and come to the shows. I want to pay my bills. But it's never gonna happen.
Pule, that sounds awesome. Maybe it's possible. But you can't wait for the opportunity to just magically appear. You know our realities.
But how, Tati? I've tried everything. I'm tired.
Thank you. Okay, I think, yeah.
Things will-
Yes, please. I really would like to take this time to congratulate Jessica Glendining, who likes to hide, as our project manager and a programs manager for the organization, that she really drove the Lolo Project to where it is today. And it's very exciting because it really, I think the beginning of Lolo and the work that we do with the building blocks has really pivoted us as an organization from really just seeing ourselves as people that are standing back and watching things happen to people that want to make a difference, a real difference to our sector and make things work in a much more different way than it had before. And I'm very grateful that our sponsors that have been with us, and Nedbank especially for the Lolo Project, that really allowed us the freedom to create such a resource from almost nothing. And they're here today, so I really want to give the ups to you guys. Thank you very much. And this is because we went to them with a very vague idea of what is it that we wanted. We just wanted to have some kind of resource page created, and they wonderfully said, go ahead, you have the money, so go ahead and do something. And without that kind of confidence and trust, we were never going to be able to get this. And to also be able to translate it to all 9 languages is for us really kind of a coup. So thank you very much. So as a means to create our own longevity as an organization and sustainable outlook, as we developed a number of services that will be offered to partner organizations and corporates in the form of commercialization activities and advisory activities. And this will include, and I'm very excited to already say we have a partner with the Eastern Cape province with the Building Blocks program, where we have already done an entrepreneurship program with them based on the building blocks that has really gone down very well. So well that the CEO of the council in the Eastern Cape decided to form a pitching competition for the participants in the Eastern Cape, and they got money just purely from being participants of the program, which was really quite exciting for us. So the Building Blocks program, as I'd mentioned earlier on, will carry on to concentrate on entrepreneurship and professionalization for artists and organizations in the creative industries with partnership opportunities for public and private entities. We also are going to be offering professional industry support, and this will be in forms of outsourced program administration and then also professional development programs. We are already in the ideation phase of the professional development programs that we will be offering purely to visual artists around the country to get better understanding of their own professionalization, and hopefully we'll have more partners coming on board and making that possible. We already did one last year, which we called Ubuciko, which really was in the heart of the lockdown. It was in July and virtually was successful, so we're hoping to really replicate and improve on that program. And then also we are going to be looking at social enterprise development and corporate social investment opportunities with different organizations to offer them an opportunity to really give back to the community through the programs that we have as an organization. And again, this is very importantly, as Jessica has said earlier on, grant making has become quite difficult to sustain. Even us as an organization, we are looking at different ways of creating revenue for ourselves so that we can also remain relevant. So you, as our guests and partners, you have to know that ultimately I'll be knocking at your doors to say, how do we make this happen even further? Yeah, I'm winking at a few. Before we conclude the launch today, I would also like to announce a very exciting new partnership with the University of Johannesburg. Unfortunately, Professor Bauer, who initiated this initiative with us, couldn't come today, but it is with the Economics Department, and this is towards a research program that will be called the Arts and Culture Research Unit, ACRU in short. And with the MOU that we just signed, both parties have agreed to enhancing collaborative research research projects amongst multidisciplinary teams. We are going to be providing support to the arts and culture sector, deepening their knowledge and developing skills with the aim of enhancing sustainable development on a local, provincial, and national level. We are going to be providing research outputs and enhance the reach of the research. And lastly, to develop an institutional platform from which to collect, develop, and distribute knowledge. So please be on the lookout for the launch of this and some of the activities that will be put together by both parties in the future. And before we close off, I also want to thank our sponsors and partners who have been with us through all the years and who continue to have open conversations with us on how to enhance our efforts for the betterment of the creative industries. Nedbank, Sun International, Samro, Dalro, Zutari, Digify Africa, the City of Johannesburg, Market Theatre Foundation, the NAC, the ACPAC, which is the Eastern Cape Performing Arts Council that I just mentioned earlier on with the building blocks, and then Sibikwa, who came on board with us for the Act Lolo Project and created wonderful facilitation training for all the conversations that were happening nationally. So I would like to thank all of you. Thank you very much for believing in what we stand for as an organization, and we are looking forward to even longer years of partnerships and all forms of and possibilities. But before we close off, I want to ask Tshepang Mogano to come back again on stage and give us another rendition. And then after that, I will bid everyone goodbye. Tshepang.
Thank you so much. The last song I'm gonna do is a song that I wrote in my high school years, and I'd like you guys to just listen to it and sort of get into it with me. I'm not gonna say much about it, but I hope it touches you the way it touched me. All right, thank you. It's a bus that delivers love. All the ones around me seem to have it. Where was I when the lovers got it? 'Cause all of them seem to be happy. They told me in the moonlight that's when it happens. Into her eyes looked, then this would happen. This never worked, trust me, I've tried it. It's a gift I'll never own, believe me. They tried, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. So baby, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. They tried, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. So baby, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. 1, 2, 3, 4, counting the days and the memories, but all I need is the gift I'll never own, believe me. They tried, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. So baby, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. They tried, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. So baby, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. It's a bus that delivers love. All the ones around me seem to have it. The lovers got it, sorry. 'Cause all of them seem to be happy. They told me in the moonlight that's when it happens. Into her eyes looked, then this would happen. This never worked, trust me, I've tried it. It's a gift I'll never own, believe me. They tried, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. Say baby, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. They tried, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me. Say, baby, it's a gift I'll never own, believe me.
Thank you very much. Can we please give them another round of applause, Tshepang and Busi? The future is, that's how you know the future is bright, when young people can be this creative. So thank you both so much for being part of this. And we have come to the end. This is it, right? This is the end of the presentation. But before we say goodbye to our streaming audience, because I think we're going to say goodbye to them now, I want to be able to say thank you so much to the ACT trustees for their continued support. And the confidence that they have in me and the team. It's wonderful to work for an organization that you have a board that really has so much confidence in you, that you are able to really push boundaries in terms of how to shift the organization's focus the way we have done it. I mean, I think those that know the Arts and Culture Trust for a long time knows that this is a very different organization from what it was a few years ago. And it's wonderful to know that I do have the space and the power to do that. I want to thank our founding sponsors. We have representations of our founding sponsors here, which is Nedbank and Sun International. Thank you very much for remaining a partner with us as an organization to be able to realize the kind of work that we've been doing, and hopefully even more the kind of demanding task that we've given ourselves with this new strategy. And I'm glad that we have you here today to witness, if anything, the kind of public affirmation that we are doing, that we're giving ourselves, and the challenge as an organization. I want to thank my team, Jessica Glendening. I got it right. Jessica Donation, Pale Samulefe, and Katlego Mudiri, and our temp, Tsepo Tleane. Thank you all so much for working with me to try and make this reality. And more than anything else, really keeping up with some of my crazy demands as we try and shift the organization. And lastly, I want to thank everyone for coming, those of you that are here, but also everyone that has been part of the realization of this strategy. I'll be remiss if I didn't mention that we would not be here today if it wasn't for two ladies that unfortunately they are both not here. One is Margot Stefan, who unfortunately is I think she's in Cape Town right now. And the other one who was a partner with her, they both performed the performance review for the organization, and it really was the conversations and the kind of input that they really pulled out of our stakeholders to create the report that has really guided where we are today. And unfortunately, I would like to just recognize the second person, which is Claire Peller. Claire, unfortunately, passed away last year, just before the strategy was developed in full, but it was her strong will and her challenging nature to me in all our meetings that has really shifted how we think. And I really want to note those two names for everyone to remember them, to have them reverberate in people's memories, because without those two ladies and the input that we got from everyone else, we would not be where we are today. And just to close off, I've been requested to say that there's a banner at the back there where Jessica Glendenning is standing. Those of you that want to have pictures taken, John is here to take pictures for us to be able to keep for posterity. Please feel free to do so. The food is on my left over there, and there's a little more drinks, and I am available for any kind of grilling that you have for me. I'm waiting. I'll have my mask on waiting for this. But besides that, I really want to say thank you all very much, especially to our new and future partners, and welcome to being proactive growth initiators in the creative economy with us. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.